Alright, so I've taken the helmet away. As in the last video, you saw me using the stencils. We applied the stencils again, I painted the helmet silver, and I said I was going to go ahead, mask out the grey damage and silver damage, and carry on with the other colours. I've gone ahead and I've put down the grey, and I've also put down the purple. So I've taken the helmet away as it looks a lot different from the last clip you saw, and I just want to reiterate how simple it was to do. Exactly the same process as we've done before, masking out one colour, layering on the other, waiting till it dry, and doing the same. So like I said, got ahead and put the purple down. This is what the helmet's currently at. Okay, you can see it's already starting to look like Boba Fett. I think you'll notice that I haven't actually put in any detail inside the silver. That's because we're going to go ahead and do that topically later on. I've also had a few problems with this helmet, which I'll get to once we've taken the tape off. I'll show you those problems and how we're going to fix them in the next video. But yeah, this helmet has been probably taped up for about 3-4 days, and I've put a couple of colours on it. This was I used this to test the colour of the purple as I mixed it up. So the tape's gone a little bit frayed. Just make sure you make sure it's all covered up. You don't want any paint coming through now. You're in the home stretch, like I said before. You don't want to ruin your nice paint job. I've already gone ahead and I've masked out the purple with our Winsor & Newton masking tape, masking fluid. But same time, like same process you saw me last time doing, but I free-handed it on. You can use the stencils if you feel comfortable with them, but once you've got the silver in, it's a really good reference to go ahead and do it. So we're going to go ahead and put the red down now. The red, usually most people use a red 60 Humbrol. I do a little custom mix. I put a little bit of the purple we mixed up into the red to darken it a little. I think it gives it more depth, and the helmet looks great then in certain lights. So same process as last time. You saw me airbrushing with the ears, nice and smooth. This is the last time you'll be using this airbrush, aside from the weathering. So I hope you kept that black that I told you to. So I'm going to go ahead now and start painting it. Like I said, make sure the tape is stuck down. You don't want any tape flicking up and get any red going on the green or the black of the cheeks. Make sure you can see me doing this. Post this by here. Okay, hold your hand if it helps to make it a little bit more steady. And we're just going to test the flow. See, make sure you get used to it. You don't want to go on too fast and loads of paint on it. You just want a little bit of nice smooth motions. Okay, so we're going to go. Now this red is quite thin, much like the yellow. It's not as bad as the yellow. Make sure you get this little strip by ear as well. There's a little tiny strip in between the black cheeks and the ear cap, so make sure you get that. Okay, so we're just going to go on the helmet nice and smooth. We're not doing heavy coats, there's no need for it. Just take your time with it, and you'll be good. If you've got a helmet with the ears detachable, go ahead and paint these as well. You don't need to, but it looks nice when you take the helmets off and you've got a nice uniform red going through. So just going to go ahead, paint the entire helmet. And whatever you do, don't throw this red out yet, because if your helmet has an MQ1 circuit board, there's a little detail piece that goes in the back of the helmet, which will be gluing in later on. You want to use this red to paint that as well, so don't throw this away because it is a custom red. It's straight from a jar, go ahead, empty the jar, you can just fill another jar up later on, but it means this is a custom red. You don't want a nice deep dark red for the circuits, for the key slots, and then inside you've got a bright red circuit board. It'll just look off. Now on camera, I don't think you can see the difference between this and the purple, but there is quite a difference. Like I said, this is quite a thin colour. It's not like the blacks or anything where we can quickly do a couple of coats. So I'll go ahead now. I'll wait 10, maybe 15 minutes. Go ahead and do another coat. Once that coat is done, then we're going to start to paint the inside of the trim, as you don't want to be leaving that a different colour, and also under these little bits by here. So I'll go ahead now and put in the final coat down. Okay guys, so I went ahead, finished coating the helmet, much as the same process as last time. Nice and slow bursts, also to make sure to get inside the trim of the visor area. So as I said, wait till the paint is tacky. We're going to start to remove all our masking tape and bags. Already started on the rear panels, as you can see. I'll give a good once around before we go. So go ahead and start to remove the bag. Like I said, the paint is still slightly tacky, so be careful when you start to remove everything. There we go, there's the bag bit off. Okay, I'm just going to find that edge and we're going to pull. Try to minimise removing all the masking fluid with the tape. It's best to go in with your hand and do that. Get a little bit more control rather than with the tape. So I'm just going to slowly peel this off. You see as the masking fluid is stuck to some of the tape by here, so I'm just going to pull it off. Every time you get a little issue like that, we'll just do that. We'll go in there later on with the scalpel and make sure to remove it nicely. There we go. Oh, there's that bit off. Okay, move this last bit right here. Take the ear cap piece off. Again, making sure don't go ripping the tape off like you would a plaster or a band-aid. Just nice and gently. Got a couple of bleed spots here and there, but that's to be expected with the tape I was using. But I can I'll show it, clear them up later on. Go ahead and move the cheeks. This is the part where we're going to have most of the masking fluid come up. Okay, go ahead now. Gently pull it off. You don't want to be pulling it too hard, just in case you remove any of the paint underneath. Gently lift this up, like so. We'll just start to pull the tape off, like so. And then the same thing for the other cheek. It doesn't want to come off the looks of that. Nice and gently. And there we go. So, gone ahead, removed all the tape. There's a couple of bleed spots here and there. I'll go in a minute and I'll show you how to fix them up in the next video, just before we get into the topical stage. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove our masking fluid. So I'm just going to hook it with our scalpel. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. As we start to pull. The paint is quite tacky, so the masking fluid will tend to stick to you. This I find is the best time to remove the tape, fluid, because of this, as the paint's not so hard that it restricts the tape, restricts the fluid from breaking up. So go ahead and remove masking fluid. You can see me like so. And all that work you used and did earlier on to mask all of this out is starting to pay off now. I'll go ahead and just remove the big bits. I'll go ahead and I'll clear up the little bits later on. Just give you an idea of how it'll look when you start to remove all the tape. Now this is where I had a problem last time. I don't know if you can see it, but I had a lot of tape pull up by here. In this area here, you can see the primer underneath. You tend to find with metallic paints that they're not as strong as other paints. So you may occasionally have some pulling up. There's nothing really you can do about that unless you either sand it or you clear coat each individual layer. But we did wire wool it, which should have done enough, but it hasn't. So what I'll go ahead and do now, I'll show you in the next video when we're dealing with our little bleeds, how to go ahead and we'll fix this. We've also got another little troubled area on the back, but I can guarantee you won't tell the difference that it's been repaired or anything. Go ahead, move this last a little bit. You can see how near the end we are with this. Looks quite good, nice on camera, I gotta say. Go ahead and do this one last bit on this side here, and you can really see how it looks. Let's go ahead, be gentle with it. Make sure you don't touch the paint as it's still tacky. Like so. Last bit right here. Tell you what, this Winsor & Newton stuff, I didn't like it at first, but it does just as good a job as the Humbrol paint. If not better, it actually does pull up quite a bit. But I just don't like the idea of it dries clear and you don't know what you've painted. So if you can, stock up on the Humbrol, I really recommend that. Let's get this last bit now and I'll show you the front of the helmet. Everything all painted. There we go, that'll do for now. And here's the helmet. You can see how nice it's come out, and the darkness of the red. I find the red 60s too bright, and I think this works really well with the other colours, especially in outdoor lights, as if you're using these for trooping, which I tend to use. They do look great outside, but inside they look just as fine as well, as you can see. Now we'll have to go ahead. We've got some little bleed spots here. Like I said, in the next video I'll show you how to fix them, and we'll also go into how to repair some of the bleeds and some of the tear-ups we've had. Other than that, that's pretty much the last of the airbrushing bit of it. Got a topical video to do next, where we'll show you how to topically apply the damage that we missed out all inside these areas, inside the cat scratch and the dent. Also got to install the MQ1 circuit board at the back, the weathering, and then the deckles. So we're almost there at the end of this tutorial, and you finally see a near complete Boba Fett helmet. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you come back for the next video, as we're starting to get towards the end now. Any comments you got, just put them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it means a lot. And thanks for watching.